Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United set to finally sign Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund for around £77 million. Jadon Sancho could be announced over the weekend. Now, Fabrizio Romano said today that Jadon Sancho's transfer to Man United is almost completed. The Athletic also said that Man United are nearing an agreement with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho. We've agreed the personal terms with Sancho. The agent fees have been agreed. A 5-year contract worth around £350,000 a week has been agreed, and now we have agreed an actual fee. Man United have been in advanced talks with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund told us to pay a take it or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. We had an opening offer rejected for Sancho. Borussia Dortmund have already made it clear that they want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. Reports come out today saying that Jadon Sancho's medical has been delayed. It said it's likely that Jadon Sancho will undergo his medical after England's involvement at Euro 2020. And it said not so long ago that Man United are expected to complete the signing of Jadon Sancho next week. So yeah, it's very close now. You know, the Jadon Sancho transfer saga is nearly over. It has been a long-running transfer saga because we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so. You know, Dortmund lowered their asking price from last summer because last summer Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. And we was reluctant to meet that valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. But Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and a contract and that had been agreed. And Dortmund set a deadline last year that said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But there's always been something in Sancho to Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists. You know, Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too was Christian Falk from Bild. But Sancho will be a great signing for Manchester United. You know, he'll fit in our team perfectly. He'll assure us goals. He's good at creating chances and still young, got a lot of development in him. And Sancho's got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. You know, Sancho and Marcus Rashford do touch base with each other a lot. So they are the reasons. Sancho has endured 4 years at Borussia Dortmund, scored 50 goals in 137 appearances. He's got a contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City back in 2017. So Dortmund are obviously making a huge profit on the player. Dortmund have already identified their replacement for Sancho. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants 4 more signings when Sancho to Man United is official. Who will Manchester United sign after Sancho? We've got a very good chance of signing Raphael Varane from Real Madrid. The Real Madrid president, Florentino Perez, has given us an update on Varane. He insists that Real Madrid have not yet received any official bids for Varane. Real Madrid are willing to sell Varane for £40 million, which is a bargain. Real Madrid want Raphael Varane to join Manchester United. Man United are the most likely club to get him. Real Madrid believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. Man United have held talks with Raphael Varane's agents. Not so long ago, we had a £50 million bid rejected. Because it says Real Madrid were demanding £80 million. There has been talks of a Raphael Varane and Paul Pogba swap deal. It actually said Real Madrid rejected Man United's offer to swap Pogba for Varane. Raphael Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension at Real Madrid. But Varane wants to leave Real Madrid and he wants to come to Manchester United. Varane's current contract with Real Madrid expires next year. He's refused a contract at Real Madrid. Fabrizio Romano said that not so long ago. Varane's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid, hasn't he? He's been with them over 10 years. He's won 18 major honours and he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011, but Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. Now, Man United have been in for Pau Torres from Villarreal, but like I said, we've been dealt a blow in our pursuit of Pau Torres. Because Pau Torres insisted that he's calm on his future. You know, he said he's got a contract with Villarreal. He said he won his first title at the club and he's focusing on the Euro. So Pau Torres feels settled at Villarreal. The Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that, you know, we were making progress to sign Pau Torres. It said, you know, Man United were working on a deal for Pau Torres. Pau Torres has a release clause of around €60 million. He's been at Villarreal for a lot of years now, came up their academy. I think he's been in Villarreal's senior squad since 2016. Pau Torres has got a contract with Villarreal until 2024. And you obviously know the news on Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. The Telegraph said Man United were willing to spend £20 million on him. So yeah, we've made our decision on the Kieran Trippier transfer. Sky Sports said not so long ago that Atletico Madrid want £43 million if they are to sell Trippier. Like I said, I'm very convinced that Solskjaer's going to get the players he wants to recommend in this summer transfer window. Because our board did say, didn't they, that they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings despite the Europa League final loss. And Solskjaer has said that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. And I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season, providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer did say that he wants to strengthen up in 4 positions, but he recently said that Solskjaer has been told that he has no funds to get a centre defensive midfielder. You know, this summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. Don't forget Joe Glazer promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the backing. He's been told that he'll get the funds that are available, and obviously he's giving him financial backing. As you all know, Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. His first attendance in 15-16 years. Obviously, a lot of United fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season because the Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The Glazers bought Man United for 500 million back in 2005, and the Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. We are going to offload players in this summer transfer window. So reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. You know, there's a very good chance we're going to sell Martial. Martial's up for sale. There's a very good chance we're going to sell Donny van der Beek. I think we should sell Juan Mata. I think we need to offload Nemanja Matic as well. Possibly could offload Paul Pogba. I think we need to offload Tellez. We need to loan Brandon Williams out. We need to offload Jones. Looks like we're offloading Tuanzebe. We need to offload Tuanzebe anyway because he seldom plays for us. I think we'll be getting rid of Diego Dalot permanently. We'll be getting rid of Andres Pereira permanently as well. So there you go. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Next season is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager, because so far he's endured 2 full seasons. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy. You know, Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's 4 years ago now, so that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. To be honest with you, I'm expecting Solskjaer to get sacked at some point next season because I can assure he's not the long-term manager for Man United. And I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But I am Ollie in at the moment. I think he does deserve next season. There's a lot of United fans that are Ollie in, but I presume there's also a lot of United fans that are Ollie out, especially with that loss against Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. Solskjaer has under a year left on the current 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. Yeah, Solskjaer has been in charge of Man United for like 30 months now, which is over 2 years. Reflecting now on he's been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. But Ollie doesn't have a proven pedigree as a manager, does he? That's one of my concerns about him. My other concern about him is his decision making, because in a lot of Solskjaer's games at Man United, he has been tactically naive. Before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Mulder. He won a few Norwegian titles at Mulder, but they're not a big club. And before Mulder, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. Disregarding being a club legend, I can almost assure he would have been sacked by now. You know, we appointed Ollie in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give Solskjaer the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting now well he did as the interim manager. But I do think that Ollie's our best manager since Ferguson. There is quite a lot of things I've got to credit Solskjaer for. I didn't think Solskjaer would do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to turn around and say that Solskjaer's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. And Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United he had a lot to do, and he knew it was going to be a massive job despite knowing the club through thick and thin. But since Ollie has come in, you know, he has made some good signings. When Sancho to Man United is official, I think then he would have spent over £300 million. In the summer of 2019, Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. In the summer of 2020, he brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani. Facundo Palestre, Dilo Traore. And obviously, in this summer transfer window, Ollie's brought Tom Eaton in on a 3 transfer. And obviously, Jadon Sancho is incoming. And Ollie's brought quite a few academy players in as well. He's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. So there you go. And in Ollie's first full season, got us to 3 semi-finals, got us a 3rd place finish. Did well in quite a lot of aspects in his second full season. You know, Solskjaer got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, got us to the FA Cup quarter-final, got us to the Europa League final, got us a 2nd place finish, and last season went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which is a record. And when Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. In the last 8 years, though, nothing's really changed at Manchester United. You know, we have been playing catch-up, haven't we? Obviously, we've had different managers with different philosophies. The 3 managers we've sacked since Ferguson was obviously Moyes. We sacked him after 10 months. You know, he's the worst manager we've ever had. You know, we finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years. Started well under him, then it all went downhill. We won the FA Cup under Van Gaal, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield at Man United. Also got us a 2nd place finish in his first season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United, but The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, and in general, the board weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in. We've only won 4 trophies since Ferguson retired. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. We've won 20 titles, 13 of them are Premier League titles. We've overpaid for players in recent years, and our recruitment policy's been poor. In that aspect, the blame stems from the board. We must have spent over £1 billion in the last, 8 years. And we've brought around, 39, 40 players in now in total. In all the managerial areas since Ferguson retired, that is. But we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. Like I said, Tino, no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did. No one will last as long as Ferguson did. Ferguson won, 30-odd trophies at Man United, including 13 Premier League titles. So, reflecting on that, Ferguson brought success to the club. And he enjoyed a 26-year tenure at Man United, or was it 27? But Fergie didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So that just shows that it takes some managers time to settle in. Good job Ferguson didn't get sacked any time in that 4-year period, or we wouldn't have had any success now. Just check my battery life on my phone. You obviously know the news on Paul Pogba. Sky Sports recently said that Man United are in ongoing talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He recently said that we want to make Paul Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. Now, Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, and we actually fear losing Paul Pogba on a 3 transfer fee that is running down his contract to leave on a 3. Solskjaer said not so long ago, though, that he hopes Paul Pogba stays and signs a new contract because he's aware of how much of an imperative player he is. Pogba insisted not so long ago that he wasn't in contract negotiations with Man United. I think Pogba will be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Pogba said not so long ago that he has more freedom with France than at Manchester United. And he set a goal target for next season. I think it said we want around 72 million if we are to sell Pogba in this summer transfer window. But we have been getting the best out of him in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. Quite a few games last season we played him in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. At one point, Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while. That was last season, and he's had some ankle injuries at Man United. But he has had a long-running transfer saga. Pogba's been linked to Real Madrid. He's been linked to a return to Juventus. He did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined us. He's been linked with PSG recently. Minio Raiola has held talks with PSG's president. PSG stepped up their interest. They want to partner Pogba with Wijnaldum in their midfield. Kim Pembe says Pogba would be welcome to PSG. Barcelona and Inter Milan have also been in for him before. Pogba's enjoyed 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined, and he's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. But I hope he stays for next season. As you all know, there's been talks of a Pogba-Varane swap deal, and there's also been talks of a Paul Pogba-Cristiano Ronaldo swap deal. You obviously know the news on De Gea as well, don't you? De Gea is determined to win his place back. He's not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson, and De Gea said not so long ago that he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one for next season. But I think we should offload De Gea because I reckon now he's had his years at Man United. De Gea's been long servant. He's endured 10 years at the club. So there you go, and we had our financial results not so long ago. Our debt risen up to around 443.5 million. Our debt continues to rise. That is a concern. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.